Alright, now that I can actually properly situate myself here, let's get this show on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome to the stream. It's Thursday night. Everybody knows what that means. The Return to Avalon is back with its fourth session. It's going to be an interesting one. So, hello. I am so sorry that I have been gone for the longest time because I have been preparing for the new Destiny season, and I've just been playing the new Destiny season, and that's been my life for literally the last week and a half. So I'm sorry, but hopefully I'm going to be getting back to my regular stream schedule as the time goes on, but we'll see. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump back into chat so everybody can prepare for what's to come today. So, hello, everyone.
Hello.
So,
Bonjour.
Okay.
let's go ahead and recap where we left off.
I'm on a boat.
Yes, you are all now aboard the Serenity, the airship piloted by the Serenity Tavern owner, Izumu Gaime. A lot of noise.
My bad.
It's all good.
Sorry.
So, last session. I don't actually remember what happened. I have been going through so much these last this last week.
Izumo made an announcement, and then most of us went to a bar.
I went to sleep.
Actually, I think all of us went to a bar.
Except for Cody.
Cody went to
bed.
sleep. Cody went to nap.
Yes, Cody went
And
to
I'm
nap.
cuddling an anvil.
Cody went to sleep, and that's right.
Oh,
You
yeah, I'm also
guys,
shirtless.
you guys began your journey from the city of Algaroth to the Grimborn Desert and the city of Rothos. All right. So, I forget the time frame in which I said the travel was. 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
I think it was 3 weeks there, a week while we're there, and then 3 weeks back.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's exactly what you said.
I'm gonna miss the
If
day.
I'm not mistaken.
Damn. Remember, this is the day, ladies and gentlemen, that Jomini completely skipped out on Opal.
Hey, it wasn't really a set day. It was just more like a, hey, I want to do this thing, and you might have to help me. And you're like, yeah, okay, and then yeah.
So,
So we set up a date, and he's flaking out on it.
yes, he's bailing. He's chickening out.
Don't joke.
Do-do-do-do-do.
What is that?
I think that was somebody's phone. All right. I also found my old Galaxy set of dice. Brady knows this
Oh,
set.
boy.
Brady knows this
Oh,
set
boy.
specifically because I've
Oh,
killed the
boy.
character. I've killed the character of this with this set.
He killed my character!
Brady.
My first character ever playing D&D. I've only lost one character.
Yeah.
You told me.
Yeah, Brady lost a character in the first campaign. It was quite brutal, honestly.
He got up to level 3, and he sacrificed himself.
For the greater good. All right. Back to here. So you guys have 3 weeks of travel. Is there anything in particular that you guys want to do on these 3 weeks of flying?
You
Try
gave
not
me
to freak
the
out and cuddle an anvil.
you gave me the name of some dwarven dude with a giant beard down past the floor.
Right. You were supposed to talk to him for gunsmithing.
No. About the
Airships.
About the airship.
The airships. I thought it was gunsmithing. Okay. Well, good thing you remember that because I don't. Like I said, I have been leveling 5 characters. I have been leveling to 20. So it's been a very wild ride these last few days.
Oh, what is there to do on this fantasy cruise?
What is there to do on the Twisted Disney Cruise Line?
Eat, drink, sleep, cuddle, and animal.
Eat, drink, sleep, help around the ship, and gamble, pretty much.
I heard gamble.
I'd be down for some gambling.
Hey Josh, you want to test your luck?
Oh God.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Tyler learned how bad I am, or Tyler learned how bad it is to play games of chance with me the other day.
Mm.
It's pretty interesting, but you can't play chess to save your life.
I cannot play chess to save my life.
I think me
Well,
and
give me
Brady, me and you are going to have to play a game of chance later on
Okay.
during the week.
Well, we can play it now.
No.
Well,
My guy's not
that's
gambling.
right. You're asleep.
Nope, that's not it. That's not it. All right. I needed a little notebook so I can write down what everybody is currently doing. So, Cody,
I'm cuddling an anvil and gambling.
we're gonna start with
Yes.
you. You have 3 weeks of time. What are you gonna do?
Eat, sleep, and help around the deck.
All right, being helpful.
Yeah.
All right, Jomini.
I'm not really sure I would be doing anything on the ship
Just
other than just walking around and seeing what's there to see, I guess.
all right. Eva, what are you doing?
Probably the same as everyone else. Just kind of relaxing. Maybe do a bit of gambling. Is there a holodeck?
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you guys to the Serenities.
Wait. There's a holodeck? I was joking.
Oh, I thought you said a hello deck. No.
Yeah, like a Star Trek fucking holodeck. That was.
So this is the map of the Serenity. The Serenity has four decks in total. You have the upper one, the place where the cannons are stored, storage and where the sleeping quarters are, and the bottom layer of the tavern.
This is a pretty funky looking ship.
Welcome to the Serenity.
This was the home of the original crew who sailed in this world.
Yes, the Serenity.
I miss it.
All right. So you have the top deck here where you have mostly everybody is stationed. A couple of people walking around, others polishing the deck, cleaning the cannons and everything. You have a map table, which is located right here, and where Izumu is piloting, and a couple of her first mate and all of her higher up sailors. Getting back to everyone else, Brady, what are you doing?
Eat, sleep, gamble, stay off the deck.
So gambling and being a hermit.
Considering afraid of heights and flying, yes, being a hermit.
And Dave.
Talk to the dwarf guy about airships. Eat, sleep, drink, and probably doing her best to flirt.
Go ahead and roll me a D100 for your luck with flirting.
Can I wingman?
Sure, go ahead and assist.
Okay. What do I roll?
D100.
Alright. I don't add anything?
Nope, just a straight D100.
Yeah.
You guys might have find a couple of people in the tavern. Nothing so obscene that you're just like, ooh.
I'm sitting there with an anvil.
That's obscene enough.
All right.
Yeah.
So Dave,
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and start with you, since you have probably the most dialogue.
Eh.
So you do find this dwarven gentleman down in the tavern at some point, and he's just talking amongst the rest of the people and having a drink.
Mm-hmm.
He's wearing what you would assume to be looks like blacksmithing clothes. He's covered in ash and dirt. And you can see like he's wearing a pair of like sort of fool's gold gauntlets.
All right.
Gold plated, that's the phrase I was looking for.
Interesting. I like gold-plated stuff. Fun.
So I'm assuming you just approach this gentleman and start striking up a conversation with him.
Yeah, basically. I'm not good with conversation. You
All
know
right.
this.
Yeah. So you just start talking to him and you ask him about things regarding the structure and how airships function.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. I want to know how they function. I want to know what goes into their creation and what other kind of things can be done with them.
Let me see. Give me a straight charisma check. All right. So you sit down next to this guy and you start talking to him. You guys really hit it off. Like he goes off into like telling you a whole bunch of different stories about how he's worked on not only the Serenity, but he's also working on other airships that are in production to be used around the world as transportation. And he eventually gets so into it. He looks at you and he goes, "Would you like to see how it actually works?"
Yes.
All right. So he motions for you to follow him, and you guys go up one more floor to the storage and sleeping quarters. And he goes throughout the deck, and he shows you a whole bunch of different pipes and copper wires that are in the ceiling. They tell you where they go and how everything is done. And then he takes you to the back room of the storage area, to where you open it up and you see so many things, ranging from weaponry to armor to artifacts that are just sitting here.
Eyes go wide, jaw drops to floor.
And he looks at you and he goes, "Ah, that's the same reaction I get from everybody that sees this room." And then he picks up, let's just say he picks up a staff. And he closes the door, locks it again, and he's like, "All right, now follow me."
Alright.
He leads you up to the deck surface, up to this big cylindrical, what appears to be an engine.
Okay.
And he was just like, "So everything that I showed you under the deck is powered simply by this engine alone. All you gotta do is take a magical item, open up the engine itself. He opens it up, you hear a roaring flame, except it's not your typical like reds and oranges and everything like that. You're seeing blues, whites." And he throws the magical staff into the fire and shuts it.
Mm-hmm.
The engine itself and the ship flies specifically from magic.
Interesting.
You can throw anything from magical items, armor, weapons, even delicate shards. Or, not raw shards, don't do that.
Yeah, I don't think that would be very good.
Yeah, you could throw, you know, refined shards in there. Those are the best ways of fuel source for the ship.
I just realized I had 2 shards that are unstable that I left in the fucking cathedral.
And depending on the level of the shard or how the magical item was created will depend on how long the ship can fly.
That is interesting.
But he says practically the entirety of the ship, it originally was a regular like flagship until hundreds of thousands of gold was spent on it to reconstruct the hull and build the engine, the mechanics and everything on it. And that's practically how you build an airship. You have to have the schematics in order to do it, though.
Interesting. And where would one be able to acquire blueprints for such a thing?
Blueprints aren't available to the public. It's big corporations and some of the guilds have them too. At the current moment, the Serenity is the only one of its kind that is currently in the air and available for use.
Interesting. Hopefully one day I'd like to own one of my own.
You're looking at anywhere from a range of 150,000 to 500,000 gold.
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. And it's the reason why there's not a lot of them out there.
It's understandable.
Any more questions?
I believe that would be all.
All right. So he just wishes you a good day and heads back to the tavern.
And I him.
All right. So let's go ahead and go to Eva and Brady. Eva and Brady, give me luck rolls.
Fuck you, Eva.
Luck rolls, D100.
Straight D100?
Yep, straight D100.
Alright.
Brady, add 78 gold. And Eva, add 39. You guys were pretty lucky in the...
Wait. Do I add 39 to the 51?
No, you just had 39 gold.
Oh, gold. Okay.
Yeah.
You were gambling?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I forgot I was gambling.
Nope, it's all good.
Hey, guess how much gold I have?
Is it 69?
It is 69.
Nice.
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 Alright. So,
I feel like I'm in a group with a bunch of children.
We're all adults here.
yeah, we're all adults here.
All adults.
Right.
Oh, my favorite
Totally.
How many of us have put air quotes around the word adult in that sentence?
Oh, probably all of us.
Every single one of us.
I didn't have to for people to know that there was air quotes.
Yeah. So, the first week passes. Nothing too exciting happens. You're flying mostly over ocean. Since, most of this world is covered in ocean. If anybody wants to have, like, a sightseeing tour, it's lots of water. You see lots of fish flopping in and out of the ocean. You see a couple of ships.
Sorry. No, you go.
Eventually, you guys start flying over another landmass. A couple of mountains, rolling fields, and you can even see a kingdom down below.
Would that be New Jamoria?
Yes.
Cool. What does that look like from above?
Yeah, what do we know about this kingdom?
I need a knowledge check.
All
I'm
right,
also going to do this knowledge check.
Knowledge.
Geography.
See if I have that.
Yeah, I have no idea where I am.
Brady, that's a swim check.
Yeah, no, I'm scrolling.
Do you jump out of the ship?
No, scrolling.
Can I still roll for it?
What was
That
that?
was the worst swim check ever.
Wait, what?
There we go.
How did you roll a swim of 1?
Oh, hey, I know a lot,
'Cause-
apparently.
Roll20 considers me as being encumbered when I'm not encumbered.
Come on.
We'll have to go
How
over
do you
your
know?
sheet at some point.
Oh, that,
Alright,
yeah,
what
that
is it?
kind of reminds me. I need to relook through that and see what I've got on that I don't need.
All right. Even Cody. You guys actually do know a little bit about New Jamoria. New Jamoria. Let me go ahead and find my notes. There we go. The Kingdom of New Jamoria is a reconstruction of the old kingdom that was destroyed in the destruction of the Master Delicite Shard in the old world.
It's like New York.
Basically. Except if you blew New York and the entire East Coast up.
And
then it got rebuilt.
Practically.
I remember doing that.
Whatever, little while.
That was you?
That was us.
It happened.
The Kingdom of New Jamoria is typically lawful or chaotic evil.
Interesting.
The reason of this is because the Queen of New Jamoria decided to rule over the new land and let her wife continue to rule the kingdom of Rudania. Typically on the streets, it's do or die. Not really that many guards around. Crime rate is very high, and typically citizens of New Jamoria are living off of the basis of the weak die while the strong survive.
So it's a battle royale.
Are we in Redania or Jamoria?
That's the kingdom description of New Jamoria.
Okay. So I swear that's exactly like Redania.
Well, think of who's running it now.
Forgot who is running it now?
The evil
The
lesbian.
wife
The wife of the
Of-
Queen of Rudania.
of Redania? Okay.
So Val's running it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, out of character, because none of you guys rolled high enough to know this. Out of character, the Queen of New Jamoria is Valerie Mortis.
Okay.
All right, week 2.
I'm still gambling.
Week 2 goes by. You guys are flying over a lot more land than normal. You pass by New Jamoria, and you pass by another capital city just across the channel that's there. In the middle of a large rolling field, a couple of hills around it, but not so much a mountain range. And then you guys come across an area where you could see large and very tall mountains, snow-capped mountains in the distance, and below it is a continent of forest.
This place is pretty.
Yeah.
It's difficult to see from the air, but you guys can see the canopy of this forest covers the entire area. There is not a single place where the forest roof doesn't cover, except for a little lake, about right there. But besides the little lake and the massive snow-capped mountains, it's all forest.
I'd like to kind of do some like wildlife spotting, just kind of like sit up there. Could I buy like a pair of binoculars or something, or a telescope?
There would probably be one on the ship if you ask around. So go ahead and give me a perception check and add 10 to the roll.
Perception check plus 10. Let me see. So 14.
14. You see a couple of flying creatures, like a couple of rocks and avian creatures. Off in the distance, you might have seen remnants of a wyvern or something.
Like bones?
Like what?
Like bones? You said remnants. Like,
Yeah,
you
you could. Yeah,
bones
probably
still
some
here?
like bones that were like settling on the top of the forest canopy.
Interesting.
I'm gonna come out onto the deck and just tap Ava's character to give me the whatever she's using, spyglass binoculars.
Alright, I'd like pass me.
I'm
I
just
kinda
gonna
point in the direction of the giant dragon skeleton.
I'm just gonna hold on to the banister and peek out and look.
Go ahead, roll a perception, Brady. And adding 10 to that, so it's 23. Let me go ahead and make a roll, and
The man who's afraid of heights sees more than.
you guys actually do end up hearing a screech.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I kind of like turn to him and I'm. Should we be concerned about that?
Did it sound close?
No, it was very far off.
Did it sound menacing?
Not low and rumbling, more like high-pitched and pain.
It sounds like a child got disciplined.
Fuck.
What got disciplined?
Can I take the telescope or binoculars or whatever and look in the direction of?
No, they were. The screech was so far off, like you can't really see where the screech came from. If it was directly in front of you, you would have seen it.
All right.
Cody, I said a child got disciplined. Ah.
I'm probably oohing and awing off the front of the ship.
Dave, I'm gonna.
Can we do the Titanic?
I was just tempted on doing that. And I'd be standing on an anvil to do it.
With your
Fuck it, I'm
anvil.
doing it. I'm doing it.
Every
I like to
once
play
in a
some
while,
sad violin music to go with it.
Oh God.
every once in a while, I walk up to the top deck and just let
Rip ass.
I let Azor fly around for a bit and come back.
Who's Azor?
My
He's
Raven.
birdie.
His bird.
Oh, nice.
He has a burb.
Borb.
Nice clean burb.
For a mess of a person.
Yep.
It's sad that you treat your bird better than you treat yourself.
Is it really sad? Most people do that anyways.
True.
This is true.
Relationships be like.
Dave, you said you're also sightseeing, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a perception roll as well.
Get over to perception.
Too distracted by the Titanic moment.
Yeah, for the most part. Little too distracted, hoping that Fafnir falls off the ship.
As he's standing on an anvil.
All right. Finally, week 3 comes about. You guys fly over the mountains. It gets a little chilly during the week, but quickly dies down as you guys descend, and you start to leave the mountains behind you, and the forest is starting to finally slowly decline into an opening, and then it's just sand.
I'm gonna look out over the sand with a pair of binoculars or spyglass or whatever.
Perception and add 10. Never mind. Brady, you dropped the binoculars.
Fuck.
Smooth.
I look at him like, it took me a while to get those.
You didn't pay for them, did you?
No, but it did take a lot of searching. Just kind of look disappointed. Like, I'm not mad, son. I'm just disappointed.
I'm just gonna hand them 15 silver.
Yeah, that'll definitely pay for a new one.
Thanks.
Alright. And then, finally, you guys start seeing signs of civilization.
Ooh.
I also,
Oh, God.
I also messed up
That's
your little
right.
token.
Stretched.
Let me go and
Oh no, the boat's been crushed.
fix that a little bit. Alright, and you guys come across what appears to be a sandstone wall. And within the walls...
I'm going to Are we still on the ship, or...?
Yes, you are still on the ship. You are approaching this city. You're starting to see a large sandstone wall, and around the wall are large spikes, and there are guards posted all along the wall. If you guys want to make perception rolls, go ahead and make perception rolls.
Hey,
Oh, now I see it.
Be the wheel. Damn, I can
All right.
definitely see it.
Wow, everybody,
can't shit.
practically everybody except Eva. So you guys see that. You guys
Me
see.
and Cody rolled the same.
Yeah, you guys obviously see everything that I described. But Brady and Cody, you guys notice that these guards are orcs.
Oh.
My people.
Yeah, they are full orcs, full plate armor, and they're just standing guard watching over the city. You guys can also see that the walls are lined with ballista turrets and cannons.
Well, it seems like they're expecting something big.
Yeah, seems like a.
And the ship slowly begins to descend outside of the city.
I have the strangest feeling that this is going to be more than just 1 week.
I'm with
It
you.
could
on
be,
that
it could
one.
be not.
I find it odd that our tavern is landing outside the city. Wouldn't it be more profitable to land inside?
and blow up all of the sand and dirt everywhere.
Maybe.
Valid.
And you guys, it takes
Where
about
this-
an hour and a half to 2 hours to fully land and secure the ship. Which brings us to the city of Rothos.
Wow.
This is pretty.
It's a small city, not as big as you guys are used to.
I like the giant bloody spike pit. That's pretty cool.
So,
What the fuck is that about?
the city of Rothos.
Probably the what's it called? The
Coliseum.
gladiator pit that they talked about.
Fight Club.
The city of Rothos is a small civilization within this middle of the Grimborn Desert, ruled by one of the legendary six themselves, and practically a full-blown survival of the fittest city. Centered around an oasis, has a small market full of tents of food and fresh water. But the most important thing that the city has is its citizenship, which is where the pits you guys were talking about come into play. The pit is where people go to fight to the death for citizenship in this city. Anybody who...
Citizenship?
For citizenship.
Fuck. You're basically wagering your world citizenship in the fucking fighting pit.
Welcome to the United States, motherfucker.
Welcome to the death game.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and copy your tokens and place them right up there.
You
Wow,
said
we're
Legendary 6. One of the Legendary 6 runs this place.
Yes.
Think of the name of the desert.
The desert is Rothos, right?
No, the city is Rothos. The desert is the Grimborn Desert.
So,
So who's that?
you guys are in the city. The Serenity parked outside of the walls, and everybody is starting to unload the cargo and entering the city. Couple of the orcs in armor come out and start helping them. And Izumu goes, all right, 1 week here. Try not to die. And stay away from the pits, please. And she sends everybody off on their own.
I'm going to stay as close to Fafnir as possible.
I'm going to, while staying
Uh,
relatively close
There's
to
another
the,
fucking fire alarm. Give me a sec. I will return.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Enjoy it.
Oh, I fire alarm. So I'll be there.
Oh boy.
I was
Alright.
gonna say, I'm gonna stay relatively close to the party while also keeping an eye out for arcane shops.
Ha!
I'm gonna say good luck in this city.
Yeah, that's why I'm not separating from the group. Cause I'm not too confident in my,
I'll assist you in looking for that.
So do any of you want
I'm
to
gonna look at the walls.
Do any of you want to go kiss the boot of a lord?
Kiss the
I'm gonna
what?
look at the walls first.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna go with you and look at the walls as well.
Okay. So everybody is just sticking together, right?
There is safety in numbers.
I think
Yes.
Cody and Germany were looking for magic.
Yeah, but
They can look with us.
yeah, he said
yeah,
you were
that
staying
was the
with the
plan.
Alright.
Staying-
1 second, Cody. I gotta turn you up. There we go.
You
Alright.
good now?
Yeah, you're good now.
Yeah.
All right. So the rest of you are off, heading to browse the city, take a look at the walls and everything. Except before you guys leave, you're stopped. Before you even get off the ship. Izumu stops you guys as you were getting off the ship. And
Yes, hi, hello.
Hello there.
I'm sorry to bother you all. I know you're very eager to go check out the city, but I'm sorry, Saya. I need you to come with me. I have business that I need you to accompany me to. So, Izumu is going to take Saya with her, and the rest of you are off to do your own thing.
Cool.
Very good narration. Very good narration. I like that.
Yes.
All right. So you guys are gonna go examine the walls in the city, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I guess that's first.
Okay. So the walls, practically made up of sandstone and other different types of stones and rocks, mainly to just keep like small sandstorms and stop the city from being buried. Essentially, they're not very sturdy. They look like they've been manufactured literally out of the natural resources of the city.
Makes sense.
But like the spikes on the outside of the wall are of course made of metal, probably imported from nearby cities. But it's extraordinarily hot here.
So Fafnir is comfortable.
I am incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I am a cold weather woman.
If you're a cold weather woman, you're not gonna do well in a forge.
I don't do well anywhere around here.
I
So,
start
yeah.
going around the town and specifically go to the pit.
Of course she did.
Of course, you would go directly to the pit.
So yeah, it's roughly 100 degrees, 105, easy.
Yep.
And that's dry heat.
Yep.
Yep. Sounds like fun.
Yikes.
I
Sounds like
have
standing next to a
my
fire.
warm weather attire on at this point.
You are sweating up a storm.
Yep.
Can't
It's
imagine why.
basically just a tank top and like mechanic's pants.
Fafnir is wearing his armor, pants, and just an apron.
So you guys go and visit the pit.
Oh.
The one place we were told not to go.
Yeah.
Think of who's leading this group.
I know.
It's your own fault.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys head over to the pits. You guys see a whole bunch of people flocking to the pits. All different kinds of races. Orcs, half-orcs, multiple, like... I'm going to have to look up other races so I can actually give you guys a detailed description of what's coming down here.
Calm down.
So yeah, you guys see half-orcs, orcs. You guys see a couple of dwarves go down. You guys see a couple of tieflings, rat folks. You guys see a couple lizard folks and a whole bunch of like hardy looking humans, like battle beaten down humans.
I just look at the group and go, I think we can tell what kind of town this is.
I think we feel a little out of place, don't you?
I feel perfectly fine.
So you guys manage to head down to the pits, and you sit amongst the crowd. As you guys are finding your seats and settling down, there's a fight in the middle of this pit. The pit, by the way, fully covered in metal and blood.
Oh, it's a sauna.
Bloodstains and body parts everywhere. It smells horrible.
Jesus. That's brutal.
Well, considering they're just sitting there on a skillet baking.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. You get the smell of burnt flesh, rotting corpses.
At least we don't have to cook every day. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So, it's
Can we tell what races are in the pit right now?
yeah, it's 2 orcs. It's 2 orcs currently in the middle of a fight.
I'm
And
gonna go closer to the pit.
the fight is pretty gruesome. They're just swinging after each other. Great axes and full plate armor. And it's very, very gruesome. Sparks are flying all over the place when the swords clash together and the armor gets struck. Eventually, as time passes, one of the orcs finally starts to tire out and unfortunately gets his arm completely severed off. One scream, one roar of pain, the other one of sheer pride and victory, immediately just completely slices the other orc directly in half.
Wow. That is brutal. This is
I'm gonna look at the
metal.
nearest dwarf and in Dwarven go, what was this about?
Citizenship, lad. Fellow over there just earned his place here. You can look at this guy. He's got a big scar across his face. He's missing a right eye.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
He sounds like he's very genuinely interesting.
There we go.
All right, and eventually a tiefling walks out. He appears to be very, very well dressed. Versus like everybody else here. And he motions over to a couple of, like a small squadron of kobolds. And they start dragging most of the body of the deceased orc off of the skillet. And with a loud and booming voice, he goes and announces, "All right, relax, relax. Sucks to be that guy. Get over it. We have the visitors of the Serenity are here, finally. So those of you who had business with them, get the hell out of here. Do your jobs. The rest of you, we're ready for the main event now." The whole crowd just erupts. It's in roars and screams. And then the tiefling raises his hand to shut everybody up, and he goes, "Now, you guys know what's coming. And those of you who bet on the alternative, prepare to lose your money. Because everybody who has fought our leader has died. Very gruesomely. And I don't see this happening any other way. So, for our next fight, we have Urag versus the city's own leader, Alrath Grimborn.
Who's that?
Through the shouts and the screams, two sides of the pit open up. Out one side is a hulking beast of a dragon folk, or a dragonkin. I think that's the name that I'm looking for here.
Just drop my phone.
Now let's make it interesting. A hulking beast of a wyverian.
Oh, wow.
He is decked out. Full armor. Weapons strung across his back. And the crowd screaming and yelling, throwing shit at him. Sometimes literal shit at them. Then
I take it he's not much like...
the other
This is what I
side,
do.
the other side opens up. And Brady, do you want to go ahead and describe the gentleman who comes out on the other side?
A 6'1" red-skinned tiefling with bull horns and glowing red eyes, auburn short hair, carrying a scythe. Strangest scythe you've ever seen. It looks like it's made from varying creatures.
Oh my god, is this your character from the last campaign?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god.
So,
One of the legendary six.
in front of you guys, yes, stands Alrath Grimborn, the tiefling legendary hero of the old world. Strength almost matched. Almost matches another hero.
I forgot to mention one thing. He has a metal leg.
Yes, he actually does.
His left leg is made of metal.
Yes.
6'1", and in his hand he clutches a very large scythe. The shaft made out of what appears to be a spine. The scythe blade also appears to be some sort of a monster part. And completely stained in blood. What armor does he wear again, Brady? I forget.
I believe he's wearing an armored coat.
Okay. So yeah, an armored coat, and as Brady described, his leg is made of metal. It is pure black. And it almost looks natural with his movement.
It looks like he was born with it, with how naturally he moves.
So-
How much work went into that damn thing? I'd be surprised if it didn't.
Oh yeah. How much it cost?
Oh yeah. Brady, I'm gonna
Yes.
go ahead and let Fafnir roll a roll something.
Roll.
Nature? How would you determine the knowledge of metals?
I think that would be nature.
Nature? Alright. Brady, you got a lot of people in your way. You're short. You can't really see his leg. You can only see like the top half of him.
Well, I planned on moving closer to the pit anyway.
Okay, in that case then, I'll give it to you. Brady, Fafnir can very, very easily detest that this guy's leg is made out of pure adamantium.
Fafnir just cocks his head to the side and said, and just thinks to himself, that had to be expensive.
So, the better dressed tiefling walks off, and you hear a loud gong just crash and ring throughout the whole pit, and the fight ensues. The Wyverian spreads his wings and immediately charges Alrath. Much to your surprise, Alrath doesn't even move. He just waits very patiently for the Wyverian to approach, drawing his sword and taking a big swing at him. Completely misses. Alrath just simply dodges out of the way and gives the Wyverian a swift kick right with his metal leg, sending him back and flat on his ass on the ground.
Would I know if this metal leg is functioning via magic?
Knowledge Arcana.
Here's a hint. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Nice.
Cody, you are aware of this too.
Yes.
You just see the flash of black hit this Wyverian straight across the stomach, and now he is
Plague Doctor
flat on his
not in
ass.
agreement. Just to prove.
Meanwhile, Fafnir's just standing there looking at how expensive it is.
So the Wyverian slowly gets up, coughs up a little bit of blood, and then Al's just standing there. He's just big smile on his face. He's just waiting very patiently. Wyverian gets up again, takes another couple of swings at him, manages to get a hit on him. Not too bad. Alrath strikes back, hitting him in the side of the head with his scythe, swinging it around, then smacking him once again with the reverse side, not the scythe blade. Sends him back a couple feet. You hear the Wyverian let out a blood-hurling scream. Then he takes a deep breath in, then a gush of fire proceeds to consume the entirety of the pit.
I didn't think it could get any hotter in here.
Fafnir's just leaning over the wall.
The fire finally lets go as the Wyverian concludes his breath of his dragon's breath. Then as the flames die down, he doesn't have the time to react as the scythe blade just comes right through it and then slices off this Wyverian's head.
Wow.
Does Alrath look phased at all by the fire?
Nope. He doesn't look phased at all. He didn't even break a sweat.
What is this man made of?
That was such an anime fight. I'm all for it.
Judging by his externals, I would assume some kind of fiend.
The fight concludes. The whole crowd is yelling and screaming praises of their leader. Alrath goes and
banging my hammer on the wall.
Alrath goes, picks up the head, picks up the body, tosses the body to the crowd, tosses the head to the crowd, doesn't give a damn.
Fuck. This place is pretty cutthroat, isn't it? Why did I just sound like Fafnir?
Oh, why wouldn't you?
Hang around
I mean, why wouldn't you? I'm awesome.
This is clearly a very cutthroat society here.
I'd have to agree there.
I could think of a few people who could fit in here. None of them being us.
Just as Alrath is there, hands up, calling for more cheers and screams and everything, out of nowhere, just appearing out of thin air, a little woman in a mask just appears directly behind Alrath, reaches up and grabs him by the ear, and then just drags him off of the pit.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Make me
Perception check. What is this woman?
perception. Go for it.
I'm also doing a perception.
Well, technically, it's a kitsune around 203 years old.
God damn, my rolls.
Yeah, you guys are able to quickly detect. As soon as this woman appears out of nowhere, you are very, very clearly able to see a fox mask, a tail, like pure white hair, and in a Japanese style kimono.
Good roll, Dave.
Yeah.
Dave.
sees all of this, no problem.
Dave, you actually hear her speak.
Damn!
Damn, that's a pretty good theory.
On a nat 20, it makes sense.
Yeah, Dave, you actually hear her speak. You hear her reach up, grab Alrath by the ear, and she just starts scolding him like, "You were supposed to be in the meeting 5 minutes ago."
Yo, what did I miss?
I had to have fun, I had to have fun, I had to have fun!
TLDR, we were watching a pit fight. It was Legendary 6, the leader of this town, and then another Legendary 6 apparently came in, pulled him by the ear, and started scolding him.
Interesting.
After hearing that, I just start giggling.
Yeah. So, this kitsune woman just appears out of nowhere, grabs Alrath by the ear, and then drags him off of the pit.
Is he still holding? Oh no, he threw the head of the crowd, right?
Yeah.
It would have been funny if he was still holding the head that she was dragging him up.
Wouldn't be the first time.
He tries to stab his scythe into the metal as he's going. No, no, no!
That's great.
Okay.
Welcome back, Ava.
Yeah, welcome back, Ava. Ava, to catch you up to speed, you were dragged off by Izumu because she had some business that she needed your assistance with.
Cool.
So I'll get to you in just a minute. The rest of you guys just see this happen.
Yes. I don't know which one to be more scared of, the woman or the man.
I'm just gonna look at Alicia and go, "You'll never do that to me."
I just start giggling and go.
I look over and
You want to be more afraid of the woman.
I feel like I just go. I feel like if we're ever in that situation, it would be Fafnir dragging Alicia off. I mean, considering the height difference.
Considering height difference when the woman was like a foot shorter than Alrath.
What is?
Well, I
Your
mean,
testicles.
Still here, I hope.
Would you like them not to be?
I put my staff in front of me. Yes, I would like them to stay here.
And stop talking shit.
So the tiefling comes back out and he just looks back. He's like, "Oh shit, wasn't expecting her to come out of nowhere." Okay, on to the next fight, I guess. Everybody seems a little bit shocked and surprised, and honestly scared out of their minds.
Scared at.
well, yeah.
Considering what she just did, it's understandable.
That's very valid.
Considering who that was.
That too.
Would I know who that was? I don't think I would
No.
know who that was.
The only reason the two of us know is because, well,
That's your characters.
well, it's not my character, but
It was a character
from the
that
last
came in
party.
with mine.
Yeah.
yeah,
So-
we have that game knowledge, so.
Yeah, it's just that of game knowledge. In characters, though,
Oh, we have no idea.
yeah,
Not a fucking clue.
all you know is the one tiefling that was fighting in the pit is the legendary 6 member Alrath Grimborn.
Yep.
All right. So do you guys just continue watching some of the fights?
I'm gonna go back to walking around town.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to walking around town. Alicia's at the point where she's starting to strip off clothing.
What?
I'm just dragging her by her shoulder.
You don't have much to strip.
Exactly.
Here, I'll cast create water on you to cool you off. How about that?
That's even worse. He's wearing a tank top.
Wet t-shirt contests.
Oh,
Here we
yeah,
go.
it's from the music video on the chair.
Here we go.
Woohoo!
I mean, it is also a white tank top.
Well,
This
I
is a
asked
rap.
you
This
first.
is just a
of
hip hop music video at this point.
Do you
Yeah.
want Do you want water to cool off?
I mean, she seems kind of thirsty.
Oh my god.
It's a different kind of thirsty, but
God damn it.
Either way, you're still thirsty.
true
Dad.
enough.
Yeah.
I have my cloak like open in the front. That way wind can come in, but I'm still wearing everything that I usually wear.
Oh Jesus.
You're wearing all black, correct?
Wait, no. I just realized. Nah, I would be wearing everything actually. Yeah.
Jomini, in that case, then take 2 damage of heat.
Actually, depending on how long we've been out here, it would probably be a level of exhaustion.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, it probably was, because those fights lasted quite a while.
I would
If not
assume at
two.
some point I would start taking stuff off if it was that bad.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Ooh, what did you forget?
Huh?
We'll get to that later. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right,
Oh shit.
we're gonna go. We're gonna go ahead and rewind time a little bit to Eva.
Yes.
Nothing. I forgot nothing.
Okay, then
I
you're
don't
good.
believe you.
So Eva,
Yeah.
rewinding time a little bit, the party decided to go ahead and explore the city. You know, do a little sightseeing, investigation, and what have not. Before they left the ship, they were stopped by the captain, Izumu. And she basically explained, you know, I know you guys are excited to go see the city and what have not, but Seiya, I need you to come with me to assist me in some business that I have to take care of.
Alright. What seems to be the problem?
I'll explain on the way.
I go with her.
All right. So she leads you through the market and into like the more centralized living district of the area and into a much larger and well-decorated building, as you could probably detest is like the city hall or something like that.
Okay.
So there's a couple of guards in the front of this building, and Izumu removes like the top part of her glove, and the guards just look at her, nod, step aside, and you two walk in. As you guys walk in, Izumu takes off her hat, and then right before your eyes, she begins to transform.
Oh?
Her brown hair starts immediately turning white. It grows longer, down to about her mid-back. Her pirate clothing shifts into a Japanese kimono, and a tail and fox ears poke out of her body.
Whack.
This surprises me very little.
Yeah.
And Eva, your character recognizes her like immediately, because this is your guild leader, Mesami Kazuko.
Bum bum bum. Cool. I say hi.
I'm sorry I had to drag you. I'm sorry I had to drag you away from your group. Fortunately, they can't be trusted yet with a secret as
Wait.
big as this.
We can't. Period.
Sorry, out of game. Izumu is actually Meisami?
Yes. That's been
You
her.
remember, that was her disguise name.
That was her disguise name.
I didn't, because I remember I called her by the nickname I gave her. Too.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this is gonna make for a lot of metagaming.
Mildly.
So what were you saying, Eva? I didn't hear.
I was just saying this is going to probably lead to a lot of metagaming.
I meant like in character.
Oh, I just said hi.
Yeah. So she explains, I'm sorry I had to take you away from your group. They can't be trusted yet with a secret like this.
I just kind of nod, like, kind of awkwardly, like, yeah.
By the way, how has your investigation been going?
I mean, I really haven't had that much to investigate yet. I've just been kind of making acquaintance with the party.
Understandable. Very well. Just continue to report in every now and then.
I'm still not exactly sure why we're investigating them. They don't exactly particularly dangerous or anything.
Flashback to when I exploded in the bar.
Wait, what? When did you explode in the bar?
This was
That's
before you.
hilarious.
This was like
Oh.
like a session before you joined.
Yeah.
Okay.
They may not seem like anything at the moment, but simple people can evolve into very important people later on.
You're cutting out a little.
I said, they may not look like something right now, but they could evolve into something greater. I would just want you and Yurgiri to continue keeping an eye on them for the time being.
I think she kind of Saya looks a bit kind of unsure, but just kind of like nods, like, yeah, all right.
Look, I understand that this is your first mission alone, and I understand the amount of stress that you're under, but I know you have the skills and capability to do this.
It's not so much worrying about skills as just kind of wondering why exactly I'm doing that.
Perhaps perhaps one day you'll understand. Now, she gives a loud clap and looks around the room that's full of guards and orcs and everyone and says, "Where is my husband?" One of the orcs, very shakingly, approaches her, kneels, and says, "My apologies. Mr. Grimborn just left for the pit."
He's probably out in the fighting ring.
She just... Of course he is. I don't know why. He saw my ship coming in. Saya, can you wait here for a moment, please? I need to go gather him.
Wait, is this what
Can
was
do.
happening while we were watching the fight before he
Also-
got dragged off?
Just FYI,
Yeah.
it's Saya.
It's Saya. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
So she disappears. About 5 minutes later, while she's gone, the orcs present some tea and drinks to you. They show you to like a living room.
Okay. Orcs drinking tea. This is not what I'm used to.
That's interesting.
It's more or less because Meisami is here.
Okay. I graciously accept and just kind of sit like an awkward, like, you know, you kind of sit awkwardly in like a receptionist room, just looking around, drinking tea.
Like, nope, nothing weird going on here.
1 second. Okay. So over the about 5 minutes later, you hear a lot of noise and complaints and whining coming from the other side of the doors of where you're sitting.
Okay, I guess I walk over to kind of peek.
You actually don't even get a chance to stand up because the doors are flung open, and then here you see Mesami dragging Alrath by the ear into the room. And you just hear Mesami bickering at him, saying, I told you I was going to be here today, and yet here I am. The ship arrived. I gave you an hour and a half to be ready. And you're in the pit.
I can't help it. That shit's fun, you know it.
I don't care if it's fun or not. You were supposed to be a leader. I put you in charge of this city for a reason.
Well, how can I help it? I gotta have my fun somehow. I can't just sit in a chair all day.
Not challenging your citizens.
You know the rules.
Yes, I know the rules. I know the rules. I don't agree with the rules. Onaji doesn't agree with the rules. But it's your city. It's your city. You do what you want. People live here. They somehow survive.
I love listening to these two bicker.
Anyway, honey, this is Saya. She is a member of my guild. She is just here to oversee the paperwork and everything.
I just kind of nod, like, hi.
She hands you a quill and a piece of parchment as well. And she basically asks Al, okay, so now we brought over the food, we brought over all of the weapons and equipment that you asked for. Is there anything else the city needs?
Not that the city needs, but did you find her?
Her?
Onaji's still working on it. Honey, you know this. It takes a long time to fix something like that.
I know it takes a long time, but what am I supposed to do?
Fortunately, with your skill set, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing I can do. Onaji has our top scientists and mage working on the gate.
And now you know why I go to the pit.
Not to cope, honey. I miss her just as much as you. Okay?
At least he's not a drunk.
Would you rather me
Yet.
be drinking?
No, I would rather you starting to learn a little bit of responsibility. Okay? You got a second chance at life. I don't want you to screw it up again.
And a third.
Fuck you, Dave.
Yeah, don't forget we've saved your ass twice.
Eva, roll me a knowledge history.
Okay, we'll do 18.
All right, I'm going to give you a piece of information later on. Whether or not you wish to share some of this info is up to you. But that'll be a thing for next session.
Sounds good.
But yeah, May just goes, honey, just please promise me you won't mess up, okay? I'll keep you updated with if Onaji manages to fix it.
How am I supposed to mess up something I really can't do anything with anyway?
I was more or less talking about being a leader. You know me, I am working with Varuk, I am working with Onaji, trying to get her back.
My people are still alive, are they not?
Somehow.
Look at where we live. Look at where we live.
Yeah. And I know what dwells in these sands as well.
It's survival of the fittest out here, and you know it.
Yeah, survival in the fittest. How about the Y room? When was the last time you saw that?
That's a good point. If there's more, they'll come. If not, so be it. They could stay where they want. He decided to come here. He wanted a challenge. He challenged me. That was his mistake.
You know, every single time I come here, it really makes me want to leave somebody from my guild here. With my frying pan, too.
Frying pan?
Not the fucking frying pan.
Oh, the frying pan.
The frying pan?
Gonna get some Tom and Jerry shit.
A little bit of context. Mesami and Alrath are obviously a couple. They've been traveling around for the longest time. Yeah, chat, basically you got it. It's basically a Rapunzel scenario. Whenever Alrath misbehaves, Mesami disciplines him with a adamantium frying pan because that's the only thing that can damage him.
Okay.
Yep.
Unless if she stabs him, but she doesn't want to do that.
Yeah.
That's
You don't want to stab Al.
No, it's not tough love. It's not tough love. They're a great couple together.
Just don't make them angry.
No, you don't piss off Al, and Al's an idiot.
Yeah.
She's the brains, he's the brawn.
Precisely.
Idiot with a capital I.
Idiot with a scythe.
Yeah. A big angry idiot with a scythe.
Would you rather Ty in the group as well?
There is a reason why Ty does not exist in this world at this time.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think Josh would want to put up with that shit.
No.
Unless you do, let me know.
No.
I guarantee he wouldn't want to put up with that again.
No.
I mean, if you want, he can make a surprise appearance.
No. So Eva, Seiya practically just sits there, listens to them bicker for a while, and then they get down to going over, what type of materials and other necessities are needed in a time frame from now. When basically whenever the next delivery is going to be.
Okay, so I'm like taking note of all this.
Yeah, you're basically being inventory management.
Cool.
This takes a little while, and eventually,
I'd like to note that Saya's handwriting is like really bad.
Eventually they're finished talking, and Mesami dismisses you if you wish to leave.
Okay, I'm probably gonna head out and rejoin the others, see what they're up to.
Okay. Meanwhile, she just hangs behind and continues talking to Alrath.
Okay.
So in the meantime, everybody else.
Chaos crew. And company.
Yep.
Everybody else.
Company.
You guys finish up watching some of the fights in the pits. You guys are walking around the city. Anything in particular you guys are looking for?
Yes, me and Germany
No.
are looking for magic
Wait.
shops.
So am
Gotta think
I
about it.
caught up with them yet, or?
You'll be
Goodbye.
you'll be caught up with them by now. You'll just
Okay.
bump into them as you're walking around the city. It's not a very big city.
I think I'd probably like meet them as
I'm
they're
looking
coming out
around,
the
like, just
gladiator
sticking my
ring.
head
Like,
into
oh
any
man.
forge nearby.
Eva, go ahead again.
I was gonna say like I'd probably catch him like outside the gladiator ring. Like, oh man, did I? Damn. Was I like really? I was gonna go back and check it out, but oh well.
Should have seen it. The main fighter was dragged off by a woman in a weird dress.
Sounds hot.
Very
She was
strange.
scolding him pretty bad. It was funny.
I saw him trying to stick his
Kinda
sword
like-
to get away from her.
I'm just kind of like looking like back on my shoulder, like, yeah.
Okay, so Cody and Jomini, you guys were looking for magic, right?
Magic stuff.
Yes.
Unfortunately, no magic in this city.
I imagined.
No magic in this city. Brady, you happen to come across like a very basic rundown forge. Maybe one stove and just an anvil, a couple of swords hanging up on a tent. Nothing
I'm gonna
too...
go in and just look around and try and give him pointers on the way he should build his forge.
Does he take offense to this?
Roll for offensiveness.
Brady, you get thrown out.
You can silence me, but you can't silence the truth!
Wait, what just happened? I missed it.
I kind of attempt to pick him up, but then fail miserably, and then just walk away.
I don't even think you can lift me.
Exactly, that's why I failed miserably.
Do you actually shout that as you get thrown out?
Yes, I do.
He reaches up and he takes a sword down from the tent and he's like, "Would you rather me silence you with my swords themselves?"
How are your testicles?
I'm gonna step up and I'm gonna try to intimidate the dwarf to back off.
It's not a dwarf.
Oh, what is it?
It's a lizard folk.
Okay, I'm still going to try to intimidate him.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
I was hanging out with Fafnir still.
with this lizard-
Am I around?
Probably.
Would this lizard folk happen to be
Come on, pull it up.
a maid?
A what? A maid?
I know where you're going with this.
No, he's a blacksmith.
The lusty
Maybe
Argonian
the
blacksmith.
reference. The lusty Argonian maid.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure
Come on.
she's in the fuck, what's it called? Meeting building, whatever the fuck it's called.
Wait, who is?
The lusty Argonian maid.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Fuck.
So I rolled a 19, but because of my masterful demeanor, I get a +3 because he's non-human.
Wow. Okay.
Damn.
Just shits himself.
So you guys gather around Brady at this time, and as this lizard folk is just standing there threatening him.
Oi, knock it off before I shove this book up your ass.
I'll fucking flank you too, and you know it.
The lizard folk just looks at all of you, notices that you're all in a group. He's just like, scatter. Get away from my shop.
I scream out, you could silence me, but you can't silence the truth again.
He just hangs up his sword and he goes back to what he was doing.
At this
But I
point,
can
shall leave
silence
as
you
I'm
and
walking
hide the
away.
truth.
As
Oh,
we're
boy.
dragging him up, I'm just casting daze on him. This. Over and over again, just trying to get him to shut the fuck up.
Brady, make a will save.
Oh, jeez.
Nice. Wait, so you have a spell that's basically just make someone smoke weed. That's the
It's pretty interesting.
Pretty much.
What's the
Is
DC
that a
for this
cantrip?
spell?
14, you passed.
It's a cantrip, yeah.
That's a fucking cantrip.
Essentially.
So good.
It's also
Yeah, since Daze is a cantrip, he can just keep casting it over and over and over again until Brady finally conks out.
That is whack.
it's only for
I'm
like
just
a
gonna keep screaming, "Fuck you, Nora," as he casts.
Alright. Anything else you guys want to look for?
What kind of weapons are around here?
Basically just your typical iron weapons. Anything from like short swords, knives, broadswords, a couple cleavers and claymores.
Any bows?
Yeah, there's a couple of bows.
Hey.
I'm gonna try and look for a forge that's run by a dwarf.
That was the only one in town.
Fuck.
I'm just trying to check. Where do I find my weapon proficiency?
That would be under your class.
I have a question. Would I be able to find a place to sell my armor here?
Probably, yeah.
I would
Pretty
like
sure we
to
just
sell
got
my
thrown
armor.
out of the best place.
Oh. Is there another place where I can sell my armor that is in this place?
Give me a D100.
D1 hungry.
Yeah.
D1 hungry.
5.
Jesus.
Yeah, people are not interested in your armor at all.
You suck.
Understandable. I will continue carrying around this
Okay.
armor.
I would like to look around for a short bow.
A short bow.
Yes.
Yeah, you can find a couple of them. I just broke my damn pencil. God,
This pen!
this fucking pencil.
As he yeets the pen across the room.
Oh boy.
Still my favorite clip.
I'm gonna have to reverse engineer how this thing works.
Yeah, I'd like to buy a short bow and like maybe 20 arrows.
Short bow and 20 arrows.
This pen. 30 GP, goddamn.
Yeah, it's like 30 gold and like 1 gold for 10 arrows, I think.
Okay, so 32 for 20 arrows and 1.
I'm just gonna look at them and say, you just blew all the money you won coming here.
Yeah, I don't need a ranged weapon.
Oh, no, it's 30 gold for the short bow and 1 gold for 20 arrows.
Alright, cool. I'll do that. 31.
All right. So nothing else you guys want to do while you're here?
Not really.
No, I think
I
we're
wanna go
pretty set.
antagonize that blacksmith again.
Oh my god.
Brady, you're
I
gonna
drag you by
end up
the
causing
ear
a
back
fight.
to the ship.
I'm again just spamming
I'm fighting
days
this
on
dragon
you.
Okay.
Did you just call
Well-
Blacksmith a dragon maid?
What's your CMD, Brady?
That would be a 15.
I'm dragging you by the ear back to the ship.
Oh boy.
Can't argue with that.
I thought I fucking said you weren't going to do this.
That's where you were wrong.
All right.
Can she drag me is the question.
Yes, the combat maneuver defense.
She very clearly did.
Very clearly, yes.
I mean with how much I weigh.
I mean, I've got base strength.
Let's not worry about that.
Yeah.
So you guys,
Effect.
so you guys have a week to spend in the city.
Cool.
I'm gonna keep antagonizing that blacksmith.
God damn it.
I would like to go see a gladiator game if anyone would like to come with me.
I just don't join.
I'll go with you when I'm not antagonizing the blacksmith.
Which is
I'm
weird.
going to stay back at the ship. I'm just going to work on my craft.
Okay.
I like how there's a chance this
House.
Blacksmith is just gonna become the big bad of the campaign just because of you.
He turns out to be the main antagonist.
All right. So, oh god. So Eva, you're gonna go see a fight.
Yes.
Okay. How good are you with blood?
Like in terms of like phobia, I'm pretty good.
Okay. And your character's okay with like seeing people dismembered and
Yeah, I mean it's not exactly new to them.
okay, because
They-
that's
they've seen the thing.
there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that.
I'm also going with them to watch more gladiator fights, and in my off time, antagonize a blacksmith.
How many days are you doing this?
All of them.
I want to make a friendly wager with whoever wants to. Who's gonna win certain fights?
I'll take that bet.
All right. Oh boy.
Yeah, we got betting, gambling going on.
Nope. Hold on.
More gambling.
Or gambling.
D&D gambling is a serious issue.
It is a serious issue.
Especially when you're a compulsive gambler.
I can spell correctly.
But what else is there to do in town? Really?
That
Okay,
and
guys,
drink.
blacksmith.
Yeah, essentially. Brady, you pissed off this lizard folk enough.
Does he actually attack him?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Bring it, bitch. How's your testicles?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
You've angered the Skyrim guards.
You've angered the Skyrim guards.
Oh, y'all are fighting in the pit, huh?
Wait, who's fighting?
I'm betting on the lizard man.
Here we go.
Wait, you're fighting in the pit?
Yep.
Yeah, the lizard folk.
Brady's getting drunk.
The lizard folk called a challenge on Brady.
Oh my god. That's beautiful.
Amazing.
All right, Brady, it's a 1v1 versus the blacksmith lizard dude.
Bring it.
Let me go pull up the lizard folk page.
I feel sorry for that lizard folk.
Quick
Watch
question.
it kick Brady's ass because of bad rolls.
Does this lizard folk look like he has testicles?
Yeah, what is it with you and testicles?
He's a bipedal
I'm
lizard
4
folk, Brady.
4'2".
Yes.
The
Wait,
most
lizard folk
effective
aren't that
spot
tall
for me to
either,
aim
are
is
they?
the testicles.
I thought lizard folk were like pretty short.
I think you're thinking of kobolds.
Yeah, those are
Oh, yeah,
kobolds.
probably.
Lizard folk are about the size of humans.
Okay.
Oh, Brady, you're gonna have a hard time with the lizard folk.
I just look over at the rest of us who are watching and just. Would anybody like to place a wager?
Yeah, I'll take that bet.
10 gold.
Did anyone make me aware of what is going on, or am I completely out of the?
Oh, you'd be aware.
Wait,
I
Joe,
imagine you'd be aware.
who are you betting on?
I am betting on the lizard folk.
Okay, I'll take that bet. 10 GP gamer.
Oh boy.
10 GP.
I'll make a bet with you too.
No, we can't do three-way bets. Hold on.
I'll join in the bet. I'll bet. I'll
Who
bet
are
on
you
Brady.
betting?
I'll bet on
Okay.
Brady.
I was
You're
also
gold.
going to bet on Brady.
Am I the only one betting on the lizard folk?
That means you have to take everyone else's bets because I'm betting on Brady too.
Shit, I think I might
Joe
bet
is
on
gonna be
Brady
poor
as
as
well.
All right, Brady.
We can't all bet on Brady if there's no bet.
I thought
Betting on the
everybody-
lizard folk.
I'm ready for this.
Okay.
I'm taking myself off of mute for this.
All right.
Uh,
I'm gonna.
Got 50 gold on Brady.
Oh.
Let me go and look up one more page.
I'm sorry, what's this character's name again?
Fafnir.
There.
Fafnir, got it.
okay, so who's betting on Fafnir and who's betting on the lizard folk?
I'm betting on Fafnir.
I'm betting on Fafnir.
All right, I'll bet on the lizard folk.
I am also betting on the lizard folk.
Okay. So it's 50-50.
So it's 20-20, more likely.
Yeah. Well, 10 each.
All right, Brady, give me an initiative.
Oh, by the way, Brady. From up in the stands, you hear my character screaming down at you. If you die, I'll kill you!
You just hear back, that makes no sense, woman!
I'll make you make sense!
All right.
I just yell, I'll buy you an ale if you.
Now we're talking.
I yell at Dwarven, lose on purpose.
I yell back in Dwarven, fuck no!
You do realize this is to the death, right?
I'm
Oh
aware
yeah,
of
that's the
this.
whole point.
That's the whole point.
Brady, you get first strike.
Oh, okay. How far am I?
Oh,
They're free.
No more pit.
uh-oh.
Somebody controlled their Gmon in the
Oh, shit. Alright, well,
It's there.
I'm improvising.
There.
Draw a circle.
Circle.
Nice.
I'm improvising. I fucked up.
You done goofed. So I'm clearing the distance between us, and I'm swinging with the Nut Butter Thunder.
Go ahead. 22 will hit. 22 will hit with 12 damage. Good damage. Alright, you give him a good thwacking across the face. You just see him like... Hey, you give him a swift uppercut right to the face.
Okay.
You just see him like roll his jaw a little bit. He's like, whew, quite a punch you got there.
I mean, considering I did it with a hammer.
I have a 22 to hit you.
You hit. Holy shit, he actually hit me.
5 points of damage.
Oh, okay.
Evil.
Where the fuck's my health? There it is. Click the button. Thank you. I'm gonna... Here comes the hammer.
What the fuck? Okay.
Stream, just so you can see what's happening.
Wait, you're talking about the chef.
Okay, I'm swinging with the hammer.
Go for it.
Oh.
Oh, Lord.
Man, you're just.
Yeah, you managed to crack a couple of his teeth.
I'm gonna pee. I'll be right back.
He's still standing though.
What a good fight.
Alright, well, he takes a swing at you again. 17's not going to hit you.
No, it is not.
But he is going to make an acrobatics check.
2.
So, in the original picture of the pit, you were able to see that there were like metal spikes on like lining the outside of the pit.
Yeah.
He does a backflip and lands perfectly on top of them.
How high up is he?
He's about 6 feet in the air.
Fuck, I can't reach him.
He just looks down at you and he's like, "What's up? What's wrong with him, man? Can't swing it to me again. You don't have throw a weapon at him? Oh no."
I have each.
Nope. I'm throwing my shield at him anyway.
Oh god. Alright, make an improvised weapon check.
Oh, God.
Gotta do this shit.
To be completely honest, I don't remember either.
To be fair, we never actually used it before.
Let me go and look up the rule. Hold on. Do 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 do.
Denim.
I believe it's a -4 to attack.
Okay, so that.
It's a straight D20 roll -4.
Okay. So straight D20. Rolled a 4.
Yeah, you just
Nope, my shield does nothing.
fling your shield at him and it just bounces off of the spikes.
I'm gonna go pick up my shield.
Alright. He just laughs at you.
How'd you come down here and fight me like a man?
He reaches inside of his coat and he pulls out a dagger. Survival of the fittest, huh?
I think that's how this works.
And he throws it at you. A 21 to hit.
Fuck.
That hits.
2 damage.
I'm gonna look at him and go, is that all you got? And I'm gonna grab his dagger and throw it back at him.
Once again, improvise a weapon.
That's a 1.
Alright. He pulls out a second scimitar in his left hand, jumps down, and he makes a run at you. Missing the one, and misses the other.
Hammer time for the testicles.
You can just see his eyes go open with his sudden realization of, oh shit.
Test the time.
A 20 will match his AC.
So he has the same AC as I do?
Yeah, he has the same AC as you do, but a lot more health. But
Your AC is 20?
Yeah, my AC is 20.
yeah, you managed to hit him good, and he is down.
I'm gonna take the hammer and crush his skull.
All right. That's a coup de grace, and he is dead.
I lost the bet.
So did I.
Pay up.
Yep,
Minus-
pay up.
Minus 10 gold. Or minus 20, because I have to do both of you, right?
Yep.
I put 50 down on Brady.
It's minus 10. We had 2 separate.
Mm.
2 people betted on the lizard man. 2 people betted
which
on.
one of you has promised me an ale?
It's true, someone did promise you an ale.
Oh yeah, I did. To the local bar.
Which will be the Serenity.
Yeah.
And we go there.
My friend stole an exit sign.
What?
There's an exit sign in the basement of the house I'm in right now.
Why?
All right.
It used to be a restaurant.
So Brady, you managed to kill the lizard folk. The only blacksmith in town.
Nice.
So congrats.
Grab some random schmuck and start teaching him how to be a blacksmith.
You know what this means is that now you have to be the new black.
Nope, I'm grabbing some random schmuck. And teaching him
Yep,
how
you're
to
stuck in
blacksmith.
you're stuck in the city now. New blacksmith, roll new character.
Fuck you, Josh. I'll bring in a monkey goblin.
All right.
Okay.
Play a monkey goblin named King Julian.
Well, I'm going to play a monkey goblin named Mo, who's a monk.
Oh boy.
That's an interesting concept. I thought you would have brought in Rougarou, but okay.
I was debating on Rougarou.
Um,
Go with Naga.
All right. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I'm teaching a random schmuck how to be a blacksmith now.
Give me a second.
In less than a week.
In less than a week.
All right.
Become a blacksmith in 1 week or less.
With Fafnir and G.
All right. A couple of more days go by. You're about 5 days in.
Okay.
So day 5 rolls around. The Serenity is starting to prepare to head back to Algaroth.
Can we have a beach episode in the
The Oasis is strictly off limits for swimming.
Aw.
So sad.
It's their water source.
Understandable.
Hey, it becomes some gamer girl bathwater.
Oh God.
More.
All right.
People died because of that.
So day.
I think so too.
So day 5. Day 5 rolls around. What are you guys doing on day 5?
I'm going to be
Teaching a random
crafting.
schmuck to be a blacksmith.
All right. Brady's being Brady. Dave is being Dave. What about you other guys?
I don't really know.
I would probably be either in the ship or just walking into town.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk around town with Neil. Just kind of see if there's anything to do. I feel like I'm probably getting bored at this point.
All right.
I'd be chilling on the ship.
Somewhere around midday, everybody's going about their business. Everything's normal.
That doesn't sound good.
It never does.
It never is. Because around midday, you guys suddenly hear the loud blast of a war horn.
Oh boy.
That's.
I just look at the random schmuck and say, what the fuck was that?
Are we talking like War of the Worlds type of horn, like the kind
Yeah.
of horn, or like a
Low,
that's terrifying.
loud, and everybody can hear it.
I'm looking at the person I'm teaching to be a blacksmith and go, what the fuck was that?
Oh no. Fuck! Why? Why?
Wait, that was loud. I was halfway across
That
the
wasn't
room.
loud for me.
Fuck.
Yeah, that wasn't loud to
I'm
me
pretty sure
either.
all of us are using a headset.
Yes, some of us are bass boosted and streaming. Damn it! Can we agree never to do that again?
Wait, what volume do you have Germany at that's that loud?
Fucking Christ!
That's why I'm. Actually, I have him like 175, and he's still pretty.
Damn. I apologize if that was loud.
All right. Where the fuck was I? Right. Brady, the guy next to you, he starts gathering up every single weapon you guys have from the old guy's collection.
Oh.
I just grabbed my hammer.
I grabbed my. Sorry.
Are we fighting something?
I grabbed my bird.
No offense, but I think it would be best for the guards and the leader to take care of this one. The whole city is now in a panic.
I'm running toward the wall.
Oh, God, I'm on the outside of the wall, ain't I?
I'm on the ship.
Yeah.
Do I hear that?
Oh yeah. This echoes throughout the entirety of the city.
Wait,
I guess I climb to the top deck, see what the hell's going on.
Can we get our weapons if we're in the city right now, or do we need to go back to the?
You just hear a whole bunch of the guards running around to the rest of the citizens who aren't like armored and ready to fight. Everybody is shouting, get to the city hall."
Oh boy.
Get to the city hall, like this place.
Yeah, the large building down here.
Alright, well, considering we're probably unarmed, we should probably head to the city hall then.
I mean, I'm armed.
I'm technically armed.
You have a bird, that doesn't count.
Not my bird.
He's also a wizard.
Yeah, I'm also a wizard.
Oh, that's fair. I have a short bow, I guess. Like,
My mace would be in the ship, though.
I'm gonna run up to one of the guards and ask them what the fuck is going on.
One of the guards that you're speaking to are in such a panic they don't even pay attention to you talking to them. They're just immediately running to the west side of the city.
Alright, I'm following them.
I'm running to the wall.
Motion to no.
Quick question. Where's this blacksmith I've been working in?
He's taking weapons to the wall.
No, I mean, where at on the map?
Probably right here.
Then I'm following the guards to the west side of the wall.
All right. How about everybody else?
I would probably follow suit.
I get to the top of the ship and just to see what's going on.
Same.
Yeah, you guys can see a lot of the people on the Serenity, like, getting below deck. You see the guards running along the wall to the other side of the city.
I stop someone who's running. What's going on?
They don't even stop. They break out of your grasp and they keep going.
I love getting ignored.
Should we follow the guards or follow the civilians?
Well, I grab my shit and I stand on top of the deck.
I'm always armed considering it's a book, so I guess I'm gonna follow the guards.
It was warm. Chainmail is not good in the heat.
All right, so Cody, you're following the guards,
Yes.
and Dave, you're on the ship.
Yep.
All right. So, everybody who is following the guards and on the wall, you guys see a whole platoon of people sprinting out into the desert. You see people on the walls arming the ballistas, readying the cannons. And there are orcs all over the place, shouting and barking orders in their language.
I understand Orcish. Can I tell what they're saying?
Yeah, they're shouting at each other like different names to go help this other guy, help load this ballista, make sure that cannon's cleared up, and prepare for an attack. Just prepare for an attack.
Alrighty then.
I'm looking around for a spyglass.
We lost it. I was gonna say.
That's why I said I'm looking around for one.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that were abandoned on the wall.
I'm gonna grab one and start looking out toward the platoon.
You can see the platoon sprinting forward, and they start setting up a phalanx and just readying for battle.
I'm gonna look past them.
You look past them, Brady. You can see very, very large mounds of sand getting kicked up every so often.
Oh no.
Trimmers.
Oh boy.
Eventually, yeah, you guys start to feel the ground shaking, and you're on sand.
Oh boy, this is Dune.
Oh god, please watch. Don't let the whole place collapse like in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
Can I make a knowledge nature check to try and think of what kind of creatures would be in a desert that could do that?
Go ahead, but the DC is going to be high.
Okay. Fair enough.
Knowledge, nobility.
That's nobility.
Wrong one. I swear I pushed nature.
A little better.
At most, you could probably detest, like giant scorpions and stuff like that.
So nothing I could think of would make dunes from
No.
underground. Okay.
Standing on the ship, what do I see?
You could just feel the tremors. You can't
Do
see
I see
anything
the-
over the walls.
I thought the ship was outside the walls.
Yeah, but it's on the opposite side of the city.
Oh, so this is coming from over here.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Then in that case, I'm probably running to that side of the wall. So I want to know what's going on. I thought I was already in the path of destruction.
All right. So yeah, you guys can see Brady. You can see the tremors of the dunes getting closer and closer and closer. Eventually, everybody on the wall can see this. And Eva, you can hear the guards just telling each other, "Hold your fire until we have a clear shot."
Oh boy, some Lord of the Rings shit. I'm readying my short bow, I guess.
I'm gonna look at the nearest guard and say, what are we looking at?
The sand dunes eventually cease. And then you hear who you would probably assume to be the captain bark out in Orcish, "Scatter."
Oh boy. I translate to the rest of the party.
I'm jumping off the wall
I am.
Yeah,
toward the city.
I'm following suit. If it's.
You see,
same.
Brady, before you jump off, you see the phalanx break apart and just disperse into every direction possible as quickly as they could. Then,
That's my cue to get the fuck out of here.
then, out from underneath the sand, 4 of them immediately get thrown into the air as the creature that you're looking for comes into view.
Thank you, Germany.
What happened? Oh.
Ah, come.
Fuck you.
So, for everybody,
Jesus, hold on, Elric.
Oh fuck.
Is that a team there or like to the west?
It's to the west.
yeah, this is to the west. So, out from underneath, 4 of those guards immediately get thrown into the air and swallowed by this thing. And it just rises up out of the sand, looks down, and then lets out a curling scream. I need people to make me saves.
What kind of save?
What kind of save?
Probably a fortitude save.
All of us?
Everybody on the western wall.
Oh, I jumped off the wall.
So
I don't.
Yeah, I think we all jumped off the wall.
I think we're still in the range.
Yeah, everybody close to the western wall.
Alright, fortitude.
Would I,
save?
would I be close to the western wall by now?
Yeah, by now you would.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Yeah, so Saya and Fafnir, you guys are the only ones who really aren't affected by this thing's scream.
I just look at Saya and go, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I'm just covering my ears. Like... Fuck.
Alright, Saya, you hear the Orcish leader immediately scream, "Fire!" And then all of a sudden you hear like 20 cannon shots go off.
Does it have any visible weak points, like the eyes or mouth or whatever? Would I know that any of those are vulnerable? Can we do a nature check?
If you want to try and make a nature check, go ahead. Like I said, the DC for this thing is going to be extraordinarily hard. Dave, when this thing pops out of the sand, you can clearly see this thing now.
That's not gonna do it.
No.
General direction.
I just stop and go, what the fuck?
Wait, before you even get to us, you can still see it?
Yes. You can see this thing. This thing right now is about a mile away from the city. Like a little less than a mile away from the city.
And you can see it over the wall.
You can see this thing over the wall. That's how big this thing is.
Fuck.
I do the
How tall is the wall?
Maybe 40 feet.
Fuck me.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I start backpedaling.
I'm fucking bolting.
And start running back towards the ship.
I am also bolting well.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow them.
I'm the only one that continues towards the wall.
Not much we can really do here anyway. We don't have like cannons or anything. I have a short bow. That's literally it. I'm going back.
Do we see Cody's character running toward the wall?
Perception.
Okay.
Yeah, you see me.
I'm grabbing him.
I'm going to stop you there. What do I have to do? CMB?
Brady, make me a CMB versus Cody's CMD.
Wow.
So Cody, what's your CMD?
CMD?
Yeah.
Yeah. CMB was something I had to roll. CMD is your defense for it.
13.
13? Yeah, Brady, he slips out of your grasp, and he just keeps running.
Your funeral! And I just keep going.
Alright, so everybody is booking it back towards the ship. And Cody is running towards the western wall. Cody, you can still continuously hear cannon fire, and you can still hear the ballistas going off.
Yes.
I just look back and go, what the fuck are you doing?
I may not be able to fight, but I can at least heal.
I don't think you're gonna be able to heal anything that thing can do.
Yeah, I don't know if you can heal them once they turn into red paste.
Well,
that's more this department.
That sounds like a job for me.
So those of you who are running back towards the Serenity, you guys are hearing a whole lot of the crew members saying, "We got to get this thing off the ground."
Oh, I'm running quicker.
Oh yeah. I agree with the crew members.
I just screamed for Rothos.
Oh, the ship, not the worm. I thought they were talking
No, the ship.
Yes, suddenly the worm sprouts wings and starts flying.
I was like,
That would be terrifying.
There's some nightmare fuel for the rest of you.
That is terrifying.
Alright, yeah.
So as I'm running up onto the ship, I'm asking crew members what needs to be done to get this thing off the ground.
As I get on there, I'm saying, what can I do to help?
Everybody is just telling you, lower the sails, fill the engine with magical items. We need to get the Serenity off the ground and in the air as quickly as possible.
I'm going right toward those riggings.
Everybody in this city will die if the Serenity is not here to help.
I tell, as you're going for the sails, I tell you, you get the sails, I've got the magic items.
Go for it.
Fucking artificers.
Right for the rigging.
I know where their stash is.
That's very valid.
Alright, Cody, what are you doing?
I'm trying to provide support for the ground troops.
Are you outside the wall right now?
You're running outside the wall?
No, I'm staying behind the wall. I just, if any injured are brought back or,
Good luck finding injured.
Yeah, Cody, you go and peek over the wall and ask the captain what you can do to help. when you just happen to glance at over at the side, this thing looks down at the ground troops that are there and dives straight down into the ground, taking at least 5 of them with it.
Yes.
That's big.
And you just see its arch. Remember in like the SpongeBob movie where that one big fish just comes out of the trench,
Yes.
eats the other one, and it just keeps going and going and going and going until
I
finally the tail goes down? That's exactly what happens.
This thing is probably at least a mile long.
Oh god.
And you can, as this thing is diving underneath the ground, you guys can feel the slight earthquake as this thing is traveling.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
This entire time, as this thing slams into the ground, sand is everywhere. Just by the sheer force of this thing hitting the ground, a small sandstorm plows through the city.
It goes through the city?
Oh yeah, the force of the wind. The force of the wind itself is blowing the sand over the walls and into the city.
Oh, I thought the war was going into the city. Fuck me.
Well, the worm is coming for the city.
I'm pretty sure if you bend over and you relax a bit, it might be able to fit.
A bit. Relax a bit.
Just a little bit.
Anyway, yeah, Cody, you look out to the ground troops, and you immediately just like, there's nobody gonna come back alive. There's not gonna be any injured. They're all dead. All the while, still cannon shots, ballista fire.
Yes.
And the tremors still continuing. And finally, this thing surfaces one more time, missing the ground troops this time, and just like poking out of the sand, and chomping down every once in a while, but not diving again. The rest of you on the ship,
What is it chomping at?
the ground troops.
Ground troops.
Oh, okay. But it's missing, or is it actually getting them?
It like went to go down again, but it missed everybody. Everybody on the ship. You guys finally come back up and toss the items into the engine. The engine roars to life with its blue fire, and it's going, and then finally you guys feel underneath your feet the ship rock and finally start to rise off the sand.
Is Cody just gonna end up being MIA?
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
Cody.
I've gotten on the ground.
Yeah, Cody. Meanwhile, this is happening. What are you up to?
I would be assisting with like the cannonballs, help loading, and continue firing, because apparently I made a bad decision.
A very poor decision.
A poor decision indeed.
Cody, roll up a new character.
We won't let you die, Cody.
That's right. I have one backed up just in case.
Everybody on the ship. You guys are hearing orders being barked now from the helm, and Izumu is there in her pirate outfit, shouting orders for everybody. Arm the cannons and get ready for a fight. We can't let this thing destroy the city.
Are we gonna fight it with the fucking ship?
Go
Yeah.
right for the nearest cannon.
Oh
Yeah,
my god.
I head for the nearest cannon.
I'm definitely on the cannon.
All right. So, another few seconds go by. The ship is finally rising over the walls of the city. And everybody has the cannons ready. Both top and middle deck cannons are armed, and everybody is standing by ready to go. Izumu flies the ship over the city, Cody, you could hear the engine of the ship roar as it flies directly over you.
I cheer in excitement.
And then everybody aboard the ship suddenly turns. You guys feel a shift in the ship as it does like a 90-degree turn, so that way the cannons are directly facing this thing.
As soon as it's straight in front of the cannon, I let it rip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I follow suit with that.
Yeah. All of the cannons fire, both on the ship, top, middle deck, the walls, blasted, the ballistas firing. You guys can actually see the worm finally like stagger a little bit.
I yell over to Alicia to man this cannon while I just keep reloading it.
I'm already on a cannon.
Well, fuck you then.
I'm gonna fire a singular magic missile at the worm.
What is the range on that spell? Pretty sure it's not like a mile.
No, it's not.
No, it's
not.
No, it's not.
So it just fizzles out like not even halfway, getting closer. Just
So as the worm staggers back, it finally looks up again, and you see its jowls close.
I want to fire it into its eyes.
You're still reloading the cannons. All the cannons are still reloading at this time. Who's on the top deck and who's on the bottom?
I am on the
Top deck.
I'm on top deck.
All of you guys are on top deck?
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody roll new characters.
You guys suddenly hear Izumu in a very, very distressed voice. He says, "Shit! Get those cannons reloaded as fast as possible!"
I start moving double time to reload it.
Before I do that, can I find something to plug my ears up with?
Probably not.
I mean,
Well,
you can rip your shirt.
Wait, let me check what's in the rogue's kit.
I don't have a spell to reload things faster. But if we start to run out of ammunition, I do have abundant ammunition.
Alright, well, as you guys are reloading, and you guys are keeping an eye on this thing, as this thing finally begins to open its jowls again, you guys can see a red light starting to form in this thing's mouth.
Shit.
Starting to form in this thing's mouth.
Are we gonna
Fire.
get fucking
Fire as soon as
Fire
you
in the
can.
mouth.
Fire in the hole.
You see a red what? Sorry.
A red light start to glow and grow at an alarming rate inside this thing's mouth.
It's just how Othir develops fucking PTSD from watching all his party get shot down from the ship.
Yes.
Oh god.
At this point, Fafnir being Fafnir would be starting to go, okay, whatever gods are out there, this would be the time to do something.
Fire and hit the deck!
You hear Izumu shout at the top of her lungs to fire and aim for the eye.
I already planned on it.
And then everything fires off again.
I'm gonna put a true strike into this one.
You can true strike a cannon?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Automatic plus 20.
Wow.
Aim for the eye. I'm not missing.
I'm just rolling for the rest of the cannons. Give me a sec. There's
I'm
a
gonna cast-
lot of rolls.
I'm gonna cast Positive Pulse for the ground troops.
Wait, what do the rest of us have to roll for cannons?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Got it.
You guys are literally just there being supportive and helping.
We're moral support.
Well, I'm firing a fucking cannon.
I'm firing a fucking cannon.
And all right, wow, 5 nat 20s.
Damn.
One of them has a plus 20.
Yeah, 5 nat 20s from in combination of the ship and the walls. As the cannons fire and the ballistas fire one more time, a couple of them stray off the target and zoom right past it until finally 5 cannonballs connect directly in the face and the eyes of this beast. As it recoils from the shot, you guys can see the red light grow finally until it disperses out of its mouth, shooting into the sky, and this thing just collapses into the sand. The beam of light completely misses the city, but lands into the sand and causing a large burst of sand into the air. And then you guys could feel, or Cody could feel the ground shake as this thing impacts straight into the ground. Unfortunately on some of the guys.
Yep. Not the red shirts.
Not the red shirt.
All of the red shirts.
Immediately, like, right down on top of some of the ground troops.
Did they also wear their brown pants? Because if not, they needed them.
I need everybody now to make me another fortitude save.
Oh, everybody.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh god.
Oh, that's not good.
Not much better.
Cody got the highest.
The one person.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The only person on the ground probably passed it.
This thing, as it finally begins to rise one more time, lets out another very, very loud scream. Everybody who rolled a 15 or lower is
So all of us,
is
except Cody.
is deafened for 2 rounds.
Wow.
Well, that doesn't affect fire in a cannon.
I turned to Niller and I shout, "What the fuck was that?"
What the fuck did you just say?
What?
I'm just looking around at everybody's mouths moving, reloading my cannon.
I
So
fired
the
an
worm
magic missile.
got back up.
It raises its head a little bit and then immediately starts digging back into the ground.
I'm still fucking reloading my cannon.
For everybody who's outside, pretty much everybody, you guys could see the dunes kicking up again as this thing is actually digging its way away from the city.
It's still alive.
After 5 natural 20s.
From
I
a
think one of us
cannon.
is going to have to become the chosen one and learn how to control the worm.
At some point, I probably could turn my raven into a worm. I could totally turn my raven into a worm
Yeah,
at some
not
point.
I love how on the picture, if you zoom in close enough, you can see the caption,
Warmy uwu.
"Warmy Uwu."
So yeah, the sand is kicking up, and this beast is digging its way through the sand and away from the city now.
We saved the city, Patrick.
I'm still fucking reloading my cannon.
Same.
I'm holding magic missile.
What the fuck do you think you're gonna do with that?
Absolutely nothing, but I just want to make it look like I'm helping.
Okay. At this point, I would cast Expeditious Retreat and go down and see if there's any survivors.
A couple of people join you in that.
Here's a hint. No.
There was a large platoon of people that were there. Probably 150 people went out into this phalanx to hold this thing back.
5 came back alive.
Out of everybody that you were able to gather from the surface of the sand, that you guys were able to dig out from the sand and recover, about 90 people came back.
Jesus.
That's
Damn.
a better survival rate than I was thinking.
It's about. It's a little bit more than 50%.
60.
I was thinking 3 people survived.
Yeah, I was thinking 5.
No, out of 100, about 150 people went there. 90 came back.
60 people died.
Still a lot of people.
Yeah, for a small town like this, that's a lot of people. Fuck.
Shit.
So everybody's coming back into the town, getting treated.
It's only
and-
a 40% mortality.
So everybody's coming back into the town, getting treated, getting the sand out of their shoes.
You would think everybody in this town would be used to that.
And you guys no longer see the dunes, and you guys no longer feel the tremors in the earth.
I'm still looking down the barrel of the cannon.
The Serenity eventually turns around, heads back to the east side of the city, and lands again. However, it doesn't fully anchor to the ground.
Okay.
I'm still standing at the cannon, ready to fire.
I'm
wanna
not
go-
standing ready to fire, but I am still looking around.
I want to go check the place where the worm impacted, see if it left anything behind.
There is a large hole.
Okay, can I spot anything in the hole, or is it just a big hole?
No, it just goes down.
Oh.
I don't even think it would be a hole, really.
Oh
Like
no,
Maybe a
Funnel?
crater.
it's a large hole.
But
Wait, it's like a
sand.
funnel? Does it go
Oh, it
someplace?
dug.
Yeah, when it dug into the ground and rose up again, it left a hole. When it impacted to the ground, yeah, there's a big crater where it impacted and a hole that just goes down.
But sand.
But that's several hundred yards out into the desert.
Oh, damn.
So I'm guessing there's just a giant hole to the center of the earth now.
There's about 3 giant holes in the desert.
But sand.
Well, there's sandstone under the sand.
Yeah, under the sand.
I'm assuming it's just so deep that the sand just isn't fill enough, I guess.
No, it doesn't fill the hole.
Ah.
That's fucked.
So what's everybody doing
what
now?
was that?
You're asking this in character?
Yes.
I'm going back to the blacksmith I was training.
I am not saying
I would be asking someone what that was.
I'm gonna go
I know it's
try
a
to-
worm.
What's her name? The...
Izumu?
Izumu, yeah.
I'm gonna stay on the ship and just... Yes, I'm just gonna stay on the ship now.
Cody!
Sorry. That was muted, but I wasn't.
It's all good. As the Serenity lands down onto the sand, Izumu is barking orders to raise the sails, but don't anchor the ship. We're leaving a little sooner than we thought.
I kind of look at her and like I kind of approach her and go like, "Do you know what the fuck that thing was?"
I would probably be doing the same. If anyone would know, she would.
I'm asking the blacksmith I'm training.
They're gonna give you. They're gonna give
Fucking
you.
lives here.
They're gonna give you the same answers. They're gonna tell you that was one of the great Wyrums of Avalon.
Whoa. And what is that exactly?
I'm gonna just roll to see if I know what that thing is, or what they just told me.
Give me a knowledge history.
Can I do that as well?
Yeah,
for,
anybody who wants to, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Being someone who reads a lot of books, you know, well, doesn't help me too much, I guess.
That went well.
Well, that went fantastic for me.
Yeah, the only one.
Oh,
Right.
Of
me
course.
too.
And there's Cody. Ugh. So, Cody, you've heard legends of these things.
Yeah.
All you really know about these things is that they are giant mutated worms that possess great power. Nobody knows where they came from. Nobody knows why they're here.
Or why they have giant lasers.
All people know is that they come from deep beneath the earth.
I'm a flame laser.
And typically wherever they go, they cause immense destruction. Chat, I gotta blank out my screen for a second because I want to make sure that I'm getting my facts right here.
Are these things a common occurrence for this town?
Around here in the desert, yes. Because the desert is one of them where one of them rests. There are 7 of them.
Why do you choose to live here? Question, why is there a city in the middle of the desert anyways?
Well, that's just where he wanted to live.
You mean the big demon-looking guy with the giant scythe?
Yeah. This is where Albrath chose to live.
That's his name.
It's just my job to bring him supplies and materials.
Why would he choose to live all the way out here?
She
Well,
just
you could choose
she just shrugs.
somewhere else.
That man is really a fucking idiot.
Stories say he always was.
Sad, but it's true.
Yeah.
It came full circle. It came full
If
circle.
it were up to me, I'd live in the mountains.
Mountains are no safe either.
Or the snow. I miss home.
I will be honest, there's no possible way for anyone in the world to be safe with those things around if there's 7 of them.
They only live in specific areas. The desert Wyram is where there's the most activity.
Speaking of, I got the same information Cody did, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume I was there when,
Yeah, everybody would have gotten this information.
yeah. So I would have definitely called the fucking idiot.
Obviously, from shooting at it, I understand it's quite a tough entity. But has anyone tried to actually go kill one?
No. Because nobody's dumb enough to try.
I could think of someone.
Cue our group.
I could think of someone who's dumb enough to try, and he happens to run this city.
No, Brady, even Alrath knows
yeah.
the danger of this thing.
It's like, I might know someone who's dumb enough.
I mean, I could think of 2 people who are dumb enough to do it together. Especially with growing 2 sizes.
Sai is just thinking to themselves, like, this is not gonna look good on my report.
Oh, I'm not with the group. I'm in the forge. I'm speaking out of character.
Yeah, Brady's speaking out of character. Believe me, if the rest of the 6 were still here, they probably would have taken care of them.
I keep hearing a lot about these legendary 6, but I don't know a lot of them.
What are their names?
Who were they? Other than, obviously,
Can you talk for about
Alrath.
2 hours like an Oblivion NPC about the backstory of these specific characters?
Please, no.
Please no. There's a lot. Like Isamu will give you like a little rundown, but she said she'll save that story for the trip back.
Okay,
So it'll be like a trip.
it's a
song.
deal. Now, what do we need to get this ship out of here
No.
and away from that?
Well, now that it's been driven away, it's not going to come back for a while. It's not going to come back for a while. We have the list of all the materials that this city's going to need in the next run. So all we need to do is gather the rest of the crew and everybody who came with us, and then we can go. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have something I need to go do.
So, standing right here right now is me and Saya
And no remove.
and Nil. So we need to get Cody and Brady.
Am I confident in this schmuck being able to forge decent weapons for this place?
Fuck no.
Can he at least forge something?
No. I rolled a 7 and a 1.
He can't even build the fire.
I'm gonna look at this man and say, what is your fucking purpose in this town?
He just shrugs and walks away.
A sheep among lions.
As I come up behind you. Just have to bring one the next time round.
Danger presented by Ohio.
I can safely say I can't stand fucking idiots. They can't swing a fucking hammer to save their life.
The world but with worms.
No remove sneezes somewhere in the distance.
Alright.
Alright.
So-
You wanna forge a sword?
I do want to forge a sword, and I'm gonna start forging a sword out of whatever materials in here.
I just look at Nilrimo when he
I'll help.
sneezes and just say like, it's a bad sign when the plague doctor starts getting.
It's a really dangerous time when you hear the plague doctor go, huh, never seen that before.
Oh, I'm glad Alicia's helping.
To be fair, this plague doctor has not seen a lot of things.
Yeah. You guys managed to forge a regular iron sword.
Yeah, you did it.
Yay.
She somehow was significantly better than you at that.
Yeah.
Alright.
Actually,
look at
arms
her.
and armors is my highest skill.
I'm just gonna look at her, say, "Are you sure you don't want to join the maidens?"
I wouldn't mind it, actually.
Alright.
Then I'm gonna start forging another sword.
Eventually,
Eventually.
you guys are all gathered up by Izumu and her crew. You guys craft another sword.
Dave. Fuck you, Dave.
Got a little competition going here.
Yeah.
That was a literal one-up.
Yeah, you guys managed to craft another sword, and everybody piles onto the ship, and the Serenity takes off once again for another 3-week
Leaving
journey.
Detailed instructions on how to forge a fucking sword for the next person to walk into this tent.
Alright, and so you guys are on another 3-week journey from Rothos to Algaroth.
Gambling.
Date.
Drinking. Wait, date. Tell me it's date?
I had a date like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the date he stood up with Opal, the
More
Not
like
a
the
cleric.
entire
What the
cathedral, but
fuck's-
yeah.
The Oracle?
that's the word I was looking for. I couldn't remember the word.
Alright, so you guys are flying over the wildlands and on your way back to Algaroth. And Izumu promised you guys a story of the Legendary Six.
Yep.
All right. Is there anything in specific that
I'm
you
gambling
would?
in the back of the room. She's telling the story, and
Is there anything in specific that you guys would want to know about the Six?
About
Their
what?
names.
Primarily, I want to know their names. I want to know what they were known for. They're just called the Legendary Six. I don't know why they're
Yeah.
legendary.
And how many are still alive?
That too.
Well, she just sighs and says, "All right, well, I guess I might as well start from the beginning." The Legendary Six were originally 4. There was Ty, Thwip, Luna, and a tiefling named Elgron. They were brought here from another world by the twin gods Altaria and Cycrix. Due to a plague that was happening in their world that was dooming it. Eventually, those 4 were sent on a mission to take out a lich and discovered a whole council of people who were trying to overthrow the gods. They eventually came across a mutant being that ended up killing Elgron in one of the most brutal ways possible. Eventually, the group found Alrath and May, and Ty brought along a companion of his, and then thus created the Legendary Six. They eventually slew the rest of the council, rescued Lady Onaji, and then took down the corrupted gods. To my knowledge, Alrath died in the final battle, was resurrected, and eventually, when the gods came back, the 6 left the plane. All of them did. Eventually, Alrath and May decided to come back here and settle down and help Lady Onaji. That's essentially the whole story in a nutshell.
Interesting.
As of right now, every one of them are alive. It's just 2 of them are left in Avalon.
Wonder what happened to the rest of them.
Legend says a few of them went off plane.
Legend says most of them went off plane.
Yeah.
From
Where-
what my
where-
parents have told me.
Where they are now or what they're doing now, nobody knows.
Just realized that I was trying to say something, but I was muted.
You said that in your character voice.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. I was
We
gonna-
just see Norman's mouth moving, but he's not talking. 'Cause we're still deaf from.
No, you just see the maps like bouncing up and down with my face.
Wait, are we still deafened from the worm?
No,
Is
that's long gone.
We see his mask moving, but nothing's coming out.
Sorry, I was just chewing on my
He's
tongue.
bobbing his head like a Gmod character when they're like trying to protect.
So what you're saying is they were from another plane of existence?
Yes, they were from another plane of existence and were brought here by the twin gods.
So an isekai.
Shut the fuck
I'm just gonna walk over to Norumu, grab his tell him to come down to my level first.
I refuse to kneel.
I go up
Kneecap
to
I collapse. I just collapse.
I grab his mask and let it go back into his face.
like pull it back and snap it like a pair of goggles.
Twice? I get it done twice? I gotta take damage. That's gotta hurt a lot.
Would you like me to roll damage?
No, not really.
No, because it's gonna get changed. So she asks, anything else you want to know about them?
That pretty much covers who they were and why they're famous.
I'm pretty sure if you head to the first stacks, the first page Grand Library, I believe it's called. Yeah, the first page Grand Library.
I looked down at Norumu. Didn't you go there at one point?
I believe I... Did I?
No.
No. I did not. Still like rubbing my face.
I guess we probably just got told about it.
You were told by your teacher at the Seamead College. You guys were given passes to that library.
Oh.
To go do your studying like you're supposed to be, instead of fighting Wyrums.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh my god.
We all forgot the main story.
To be fair, they said we could study at our own pace.
True.
That is true.
That is true.
I bet like all our classmates are there just waiting for like to see where are these fucking idiots?
Where the fuck are they? They were supposed to be here a month ago.
We died.
It has been a month. Oh my god.
Oh god.
That's hilarious.
More than a month.
Yeah, it's almost been 2. Actually, it is going to be 2 by the time you guys get back to Algaroth.
So
They probably are there, like, where the fuck are these idiots?
So basically, I am about a month and a half late to my date.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Basically.
Nice.
You might want to get her some flowers and chocolate.
I don't really think it was that kind of meeting.
I guarantee you, at some point it was thought about to be that kind of meeting.
Alright. So, you guys proceed to then fly all the way back to the city of Algaroth, and we will pick up next week in the city and wherever you guys plan on going next.
We'll never
Okay.
get on this date.
No.
Find out in the next exciting episode of Return to Avalon.
Spoiler warning, he doesn't.
I've been curious. Were we able to see the Varrock School of Magic from where we were in the ship
The what?
and flying? The Varrock School of Magic.
No. Not the path that you guys were taking.
Not even this. What is this line or the circle?
It's a
around it?
magical barrier.
It's an invisible magical barrier.
That's cool.
So, that'll be the end of session 4 of the Return to Avalon.
We're only on session 4.
Yeah. Technically 5 if you're counting session 0, but in actual sessions, this is only the 4th one.
Now, this is the longest I've been in the campaign with people who actually play the campaign.
Yes.
To be fair, Cody, you left that group because of work.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have a choice in the matter.
Yeah, it's all good. All right, so stream. Thank you guys so much for watching, and for all of the support that you guys have been giving us. Chat, thank you for your wonderful puns and jokes.
You're welcome.
And
The lizard on the Nutcracker.
and
The lizard and the Nutcracker dwarf.
Funny thing is, they wrote Droff.
and everybody here in chat, if you guys want to stick around so I can close out my stream, I will be back in just a moment.
So what did I just miss when I was in the bathroom?
We just got back to the city and
Yeah, you guys just flew back to the city of Algaroth.
Okay.
we also joked about my date.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close the
Lack of
stream.
skill.
I'm gonna go ahead and close the stream. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much one more time for tuning in, watching, listening. I appreciate everything that you guys have been showing me, and I really hope that you guys are enjoying this campaign, because this is shaping up to be one of my favorite campaigns compared to some of the other ones that I've been in. So tune in next week. I believe next week, next week is going to be a little bit later, around 7 p.m. Eastern Time, if you guys want to watch the Return to Avalon live, because I start my job on the 18th of next week, so it'll be a little bit of time before I get home. Okay? So, next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, a little bit later maybe. Give me a little wiggle room so I can properly schedule this out, alright? Cool. I might be streaming tomorrow. I don't remember if I have anything planned tomorrow, but if I am, I'll see you guys sometime in the afternoon tomorrow. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to follow. If you guys want to, go check out Eva also, because they do some streaming as well. It's their Twitch is Eva Presses Buttons, so go check them out. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.